Currently, the Breville All In One is Breville's top-of-the-line immersion stick system. It incorporates a mashing leg, the immersion stick, a whisk attachment, and a 6-cup food processor, all in a really small footprint, which is really great if you have a small kitchen or if you just don't want to pull out the large unit when you're doing a quick, simple job. And this also fits really nicely in a cabinet. The depth here situates for that really well. And if you have a taller adjustable system in your cabinets where you can move the shelves, or your shelves are just that high, it slips right in there. Now this is the power head for the unit. It does have a 280 watt motor inside, which operates 15 different speeds, which is a really good rate of variables on there. And the motor and the speeds are designed to be able to handle anything that you're going to be able to use in that unit. Now, as far as the grip is concerned, it has a really comfortable grip, and this is all rubberized all through here, so that if your hands are wet or you have oil on them, you're not going to lose control of the power motor there. This right here is the immersion stick. The immersion stick snaps right into place, and you can see it's really long. So it can handle stock pots or deeper pots or shorter pots. It doesn't really matter. And it has a stainless steel leg on it. And what I love is it has a cap that protects the bottom where you're going to have the blades. Now, if you snap the blade right off, you can see inside that the blade is right in there, and it does have an oval shape to it with some little prongs that stick out the side. This is really important for Breville's design. What this helps them to do is to eliminate some of that suction you get when you're using this in a pot. So you're not trying to use this to puree food or whatever you want to blend with it, and then at the same time you're trying to keep it from sucking up the pod or whatever the container is that you're using this machine in. Some of the air kind of goes out of the side where it pulls in and it pulls out, so that way you're able to incorporate some air into your food at the same time. So it's a pretty clever design. Now, you can purchase this stick blender in just this unit as a standalone purchase, or the next step up from that would include this, which is the chopper device. The head of the unit here actually snaps right up there, so that you have the tall base here, and then this right here would power the remainder of the unit. Let me go ahead and show you how that would work. Now this right here is actually a nice little combo if you're not looking to go with the all-in-one. This actually has the largest pitcher that I've seen in a stick blender and a pitcher system unit, which is really great. But sometimes you have a little bit larger capacity if you want to do like a cake batter or some pancake batter, and on the smaller ones you can't really fill it all the way at the top without it sort of spilling all over. What you're going to do is you're going to take off the lid. And inside of this particular system here, surprise, surprise, is a small chopping bowl, which is really great. It has a rubber grip on the bottom, so if you're going to use it right on the counter, it's sort of more stable. And inside you see the S blade. You can use this for doing like herbs or onions or dressing or anything you have a small job for. I like to use this to make egg salad sandwiches, or sometimes I can put in, like if you get chunk ham or chunk turkey or chunk chicken, you can put it right in and make your own sort of puree to make a sandwich. You can use it for baby food, guacamole, salsa, whatever. It's a really great size. And if you want a little more control and even a little more stability, you can actually use it while it's nested inside the pitcher and use the handle to get even greater control over that. So if I'm going to go ahead and remove that, and we'll go ahead and talk about the pitcher. As I've said, it's large enough to hold some batters really well, and when you put the leg in here, you can see that it's long enough to be able to handle that, and you're going to be able to run it up and down and use what you need without a lot of the fluids coming out the side. So I'm going to go ahead and give you an example of using this with a little bit of water. Go ahead and fill the pitcher with about 17 fluid ounces of water, and we're going to go ahead and attach our leg here to the motor. Make sure it clicks, and then you want to make sure it's in there pretty good. And I think I'm going to turn it to about 5. We're going to start it pretty low. Put it right on in and fire the unit up. And I want you to notice that I can move this up and down, and it never once tries to pick up the pitcher. So it's doing a really great job of circulating that water around. Now it's a little bit loud because I have nothing in the cabinet underneath it, so I apologize for that. But generally it runs fairly quiet for the system that it actually is. They haven't actually designed this all well enough. There's one more little surprise. The base of this pitcher actually is also a lid, minus the little paper. So say we did make a batter or a dressing or a puree or a soup of some kind, you can actually just put the lid on and put it right into the refrigerator for when you're ready to use it, if you're not ready to use it right away. So bravo, Breville. So if you've decided to go with the all-in-one unit, I can't see how you'd be disappointed. So far, this has handled everything that I've needed it to do for me. So we've already talked about the immersion leg, so we're going to go ahead and set that aside. You also get a wire whisk, which you can use for making meringues or omelets. I'm probably going to use this later to make a cake. This right here is really interesting. Now, this is actually a mashing leg. And what this does is it sort of acts as both a potato ricer and as a masher. So it's really great. And you can use it for anything you want to mash. Squash, potatoes, carrots, anything that you've steamed or boiled and you wanna do. And what happens is, I don't know if I can get this to focus this close, but let's see. You have on here a rustic, a smooth, and a creamy setting. And what you do is you just turn this to the right spot that you want. Whoops, go too far and then you'll take it apart. But you set it to which side of these do you like, however you like your potatoes. If you like them more, chunky, then you'll do the rustic. And if you want it really creamy, you'll move it all the way over here. And it has these little holes in here. And then this is a paddle that turns around and it actually pushes the potato, the softened potato or carrot or whatever, through these holes. And then when you change the setting here, the holes move so that they're different sizes according to what type of setting you've set it at. So that's pretty cool. And then we have this here, and this is the 6-cup food processor. Let's go ahead and take that off the base here. And again, just like the other pieces, it does have a rubber little gasket on the bottom so that it stays pretty stable on the countertop. Now on the actual base of the storage unit here, this is where they store the slicing disc. And it's only one disc because it actually has several different settings on here. So it goes from 1 to 6 and then there's additional 2 settings in between there. Let me see if I can focus that in for you. So it gives you, I believe, like 16 different thickness levels, which is awesome. So if I can tilt this just the right way, there you go. You can see as you turn it how the thickness of the blade changes, which is pretty cool. So, and then that just stores right down into that base. So in the unit here, what we have is this right here is the area where you put the motor down. And then this is the pusher. You have a small pusher and then the little bit larger pusher. To get the lid off here. And then this is the lid. And it does have a little rubber gasket around here as well, so that if you're using it for like liquid or maybe you have flour or some sort of dough that you're making, it helps to keep all of that inside the unit. And then what we have here is this is the slicing shredding disc, and it's pretty smart because on one side it's got the fine shred and on the other side it's got the coarser shred. So you can use these to do like zucchini or cheese or whatever you have to do. And I've used it and it works really well. And then here we have our S-blade. And then you go ahead and be careful because it's sharp. Take the S-blade off. And then this is the spindle. And the spindle is what you'll put in here when you're using just the blades. And then when you just want to use it as a food processor, drop that S-blade right down onto there. Put the lid back on and then you're good to go. So this works really well. It's handled, like I said, every job I've asked of it to do. And 6 cups is a lot for what I'm using it for. And this enables me to not have to pull out my 12-cup food processor. These are BPA free, so that's always good to know as well. And they're pretty easy to clean. Everything goes in the not the microwaves, everything goes in the dishwasher. Stores pretty well. This aligns pretty easily. Lock it down and put it back on its base. So that's basically the Breville system here. the all-in-one, stored easy as you please. So there you go.